Rosa Mystica Catholic Medals, and today I'm going to tell you about the Miraculous Medal. So here I have several Miraculous Medals. You can see they come in different styles, but they all have the same images on them. Mary standing on the globe with the writing around her, and then this monogram on the back. Let me tell you first about this one. I was so excited to find it because I believe it's one of the first Miraculous Medals to be cast. They were first cast in Paris between 1832 and 1836. I'm pretty sure this one comes from this casting because it has the name of the original maker on the back, Vachette. You'll learn more about him a little later in this video, but you can see it right down here at the bottom of the medal. On the front of the medal, we see Mary standing on the globe, symbolizing that she is Queen of Heaven and of Earth. She's standing on a snake, symbolizing her crushing evil. It's Satan in the form of a snake under her feet. The rays that come from her hands show graces that she would love to give to each of us if we ask her. And then the writing around the edge, and this is in French, but in English it says, "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us sinners who have recourse to thee." Then on the back, there's a cross that symbolizes Jesus and a bar intertwined with the letter M, showing how Mary supports Jesus, how she leads us to Christ. Underneath that, on the left, is the Sacred Heart of Jesus. On the right, the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And there are 12 stars that go around the edge. These could symbolize the 12 apostles, or in the book of Revelation, there's a verse that talks about Mary having a crown of 12 stars. This is a different variety I found. It's a beautiful scrolled one, but you can see it has the same image on it and the same image on the back. Occasionally you'll find a medal that just has Mary showing the rays coming from her hands without the inscription. That's not an actual miraculous medal. It has to have all these elements to be a miraculous medal. That's simply called a medal of Our Lady of Grace, if it has Mary just with the rays. So this one is brass. This is a replica that we cast from my shop in sterling silver. You can see it shows all the detail of the original medal done in brass on the back as well. I'll put a link to my shop underneath this video in the description in case you're interested in going and looking at the medal or would like to purchase one. And then over here is one more. It's really pretty. It shows Mary again with the inscription in French and the same image on the back. So now that you've seen a couple of miraculous medals, let's go on and why don't we learn a little more about how the miraculous medal came into being. The Miraculous Medal was introduced to us by Saint Catherine Labouré. She lived in the early 19th century, and in 1830 she was a novice with the Daughters of Charity in Paris at their convent at 140 Rue du Bac. The Daughters of Charity are the nuns that are known for their huge headdresses. So here's a picture of them in their headdresses. It always reminds me of the Flying Nun, if you're old enough to remember her. On the night of July 18th in 1830, Sister Catherine was awoken from her sleep by a young child who took her to the chapel. In the chapel, she saw the Virgin Mary who was seated in a chair. St. Catherine was overcome. She knelt before the Virgin Mary and put her hands in her lap, and they talked for a long time. Sister Catherine said it was one of the most beautiful moments of her life. And Mary at that time revealed to Sister Catherine that she had a mission for her. But Sister Catherine had to wait for several months before she realized what the mission was. St. Catherine didn't hear from Mary again for several months until November of that same year, 1830, when she was having reflection time in the chapel, and she saw a vision of Mary who showed her an image of herself standing on a globe. Her feet were on a serpent, crushing the serpent. She was standing with her arms outstretched, with rays shining from her fingers, representing the graces that she has in store for those who love her and who ask for them. And around Mary were the words, "O Mary, conceived without sin, pray for us sinners who have recourse to thee." Then the image changed one more time to show 12 stars, the letter M with a cross, and 2 flaming hearts. And Mary let St. Catherine know that she wished to have a medal struck with this image on it so that people could wear it to honor her. St. Catherine then went to her confessor and told him about the vision and what Mary desired of her, that she wanted this medal made. Her confessor basically said, forget about it, this isn't going to happen. But she was persistent, she convinced him, and then by 1832, the first versions of the Miraculous Medal were made by a jeweler named Vachette, who was famous for making beautiful enameled and gold boxes. He came up with the design we see today on the Miraculous Medals, following Mary's instructions and what should be pictured on the front and on the reverse. The medals became popular in Paris immediately. There happened to be a cholera epidemic going on. People were looking for miracles. The medals flew out of the hands of Vachette at his shop, and by 1836, there were over 200,000 of them in circulation, and the medal has just increased in popularity throughout the world until today. These last few photos are from a visit I was able to make to the Miraculous Medal Chapel several years ago. If you're ever in Paris, I hope you have a chance to go as well. I also hope that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put a new video up about once a week, and that you'll visit my shop, Rosa Mystica Catholic Medals. Thanks so much, and take care.